WWE icon and Hollywood star John Cena, who hasn't been seen in the wrestling ring of late, has recently suggested that he will in fact be back in the ring after teasing a potential feud. But given his near-perfect record in the ring, does he actually need to come back to the ring at all? Today, we're discussing Cena's WWE return as he teases his next feud, so don't go anywhere. So, what has Cena been up to of late? Having only appeared in the wrestling ring sporadically over the last few years, it's safe to say Cena has been focusing on his film career. He began winding down his WWE appearances back in 2017 after becoming a free agent, meaning he could work for both SmackDown and Raw. Cena defeated Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble a year later, before his hiatus really began. However, he would make the odd appearance here and there, returning in October 2018 for a tag team match. He was then asked to wrestle for WWE in Saudi Arabia but declined due to the murky circumstances of journalist Jamal Khashoggi's murder. His performances in the ring became less and less frequent over the next few years, choosing instead to forge ahead with his Hollywood career. And since 2017, Cena has appeared in 17 movies, which almost certainly validates his decision. Having appeared in movies such as F9 and The Suicide Squad, he's been even busier of late, with 4 movies in 2022 alone. However, during this busy period over the past couple of years, he hasn't completely forgotten about his wrestling roots, appearing on an episode of SmackDown in February 2020. Unfortunately, however, the pandemic made it impossible for him to make an appearance at WrestleMania 37, marking the first time he had missed the legendary event in almost 2 decades. But earlier this month, it was revealed that Cena would be appearing on Raw at the end of June. So what about this latest feud then? Let's see. Earlier this month, WWE legend John Cena sent fans of the sport into a meltdown after suggesting he could be set to return to the promotion for a feud against none other than current US Championship title holder Theory, who has held the belt since April. The 5-time US champion recently shared a cryptic message after Hell in a Cell, which simply showed Kevin Owens' foot on top of Cena's US title. Of course, the picture was from Owens' WWE debut, the same segment where Owens attacked Cena. But given the fact that Theory is now the title holder, a storyline featuring a feud between Owens and Cena seems unlikely. Cena is only returning for a belt, let's be honest. As usual, Cena offered no context to his Instagram post, and it was actually his first WWE-related post in more than a month, after he wished The Rock a happy birthday. But with Theory recently defending his US title at Hell in a Cell, it appears Cena has his sights set on his old title's current holder, which fans are becoming extremely excited about. And the pair have also been involved in a back and forth on social media of late, and with a match at next year's WrestleMania being mooted, fans have also suggested that a fight between the pair could come much sooner given Cena's recent post. Do you see these two going head-to-head? Let us know below. Up next, Vince McMahon has joined the hype. Stay with us. McMahon has been under pressure of late given the fact that he's been forced to step down from his role as WWE CEO. The board of directors unearthed a document which proved his involvement in providing a former employee with so-called hush money, after the pair were found to have been involved in an illicit affair. However, McMahon did appear on Raw last night, hyping John Cena's highly anticipated return to the promotion whilst he was at it. It was his second appearance inside a week after also appearing on last week's edition of SmackDown. McMahon told his fans last night, June 20th, that given the fact that it was the show's 1,517th episode, it had now become the longest-running episodic series in the promotion's history. The embattled former CEO McMahon, who was alleged to have paid his former employee $3 million to buy her silence, also mentioned how Golden Boy Cena has been at the top of the show for more than 2/3 of its run, hyping how Cena would soon be returning. Of course, Cena's return has been highly anticipated of late, and McMahon's words will have only served to ramp up excitement ahead of the great man's return later this month. We cannot wait. How about you guys? Up next, legendary announcer JR has been discussing Cena. Not only is John Cena a legend in the wrestling ring, but he's also a legend outside of it. The Hollywood man has recently gifted his 650th wish via the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which grants sick children wishes. And that makes him the most generous celebrity of all time in this regard, as he's now given out more wishes than anyone else, showing what a true legend he actually is. And back in April, JR praised Cena for his charitable contributions, pointing out on a recent episode of the Grilling JR podcast that Cena has been involved in the foundation for almost 20 years. He said, "John's probably granted more Make-A-Wish appearances and things than anybody ever in Make-A-Wish. That's hard. People have got to understand how hard that that is because we all know Make-A-Wish is something that is done for these terminally ill children, meaning they know the hand they're dealt. They know they're not around for much longer. So to be able to experience that, and Cena just didn't do drive-bys, he'd go meet with them. He'd sit and talk with them. And I know that that would be something he'd have to process and still go out and work. And it wouldn't be easy to go through that dialogue, those conversations with those children. I mean, what a guy. To make that commitment to so many terminally ill children shows just how special the guy is. What do you guys make of Cena's Make-A-Wish contributions? Cena has also been addressing recent criticisms of his looks over the years. Stay with us. As fans of WWE will know, Cena has appeared in a whole host of different outfits across his long and storied run in the promotion, and has recently appeared in yet another in relation to his upcoming return and 20th anniversary celebrations. The company recently released a new line of Cena merch which is now available in the WWE shop, but the man himself has suggested he doesn't actually care about how people see his outfits. He said, "What we wear is an extension of us. In 20 years, I've been ridiculed countless times about my uniform, but I would #never give up on being me. Here's to all of us who refuse to sacrifice who we are to please those who don't understand us." Good for you, John. And included in the new threads is a video game-style t-shirt, featuring 8-bit characters and a few of his catchphrases, including hustle, loyalty, respect, and never give up across a range of clothing items. And although Cena has never wavered from his ways across his stint with the promotion, he has endeared himself to fans more of late. We guess absence makes the heart grow fonder where Cena and the WWE are concerned. Having not appeared for the promotion since his SummerSlam matchup against Roman Reigns, fans will be excited to see what threads he'll be rocking come June 27th, when he makes his return to action. Are you a Cena fan? And finally, let's have a look at some of his upcoming movies. Moving away from his action comedy persona a little, Cena will be appearing in a host of movies over the next year or two, one of which will be a Matthew Vaughn spy film called Argylle. The movie will consist of A-list Hollywood stars such as Samuel L. Jackson, Sam Rockwell, and Bryan Cranston, and follows a world-class spy who has lost his mind. Jason Bourne, anyone? However, the spy in question is tricked into believing he's a best-selling spy novelist, before his memories slowly return. Cena will also star in The Independent alongside Jodie Turner-Smith and Brian Cox. This one will explore the murky world of political conspiracies and should see Cena in a more prominent role than the aforementioned Argylle. He will then reprise his role as Jacob Toretto in yet another Fast and Furious movie, Fast X, which will drop sometime next year. And proving that there are many strings to the Cena acting bow, he will also be making an appearance in a live-action computer-animated legal comedy called Coyote vs. Acme. Which of Cena's upcoming movies are you guys most excited about? Give us your thoughts below. As always, thanks for stopping by today, and remember to join us again next time, when we'll be discussing all sorts of fun bits and pieces. And why not do us a solid by liking and sharing today's video, whilst also subscribing to our channel so not to miss out on more great content in the near future. Bye guys!